The other forms of transportation, a lot of scooters.
Hop on your little scooter.
I've seen those. I've ridden those.
Yeah, I just hate the ones that are downtown. You trip over them.
Well, yeah, and these are totally different. These are kid scooters.
Right. Another way to get to school this year. Drew Engelbart, he is outside of our studio. He was on one of these little mini bikes earlier. What happened to that thing?
I'll get on it in just a second. You know, Megan, remember back in our days, we had a bike or walk. That was the only option. Now, Kirk's days, I don't even know if bikes existed yet, but at least for us, all we could do was bike or walk. But there's so many options now to get your kids to school. And, of course, we want to make sure you do it safely. So we've got Dave Taylor with us. He's with GoFatherhood.com. He's a tech guy, a dad also. You got a couple kiddos. So the biggest thing about safety, Dave, when you're letting your kids go out to school, what is it?
The biggest thing is competing with everything else on the sidewalk and on the street, especially cars, because even if you think you have the right of the way, you know, cars have a lot more momentum than you do, so you got to be super careful. And when you have electric skateboard, electric scooter, you're zipping along, it's really fun, but there's also those sort of pesky pedestrians, which, you know, from the other side as a pedestrian, I don't really want to be hit by anybody.
Exactly, yep. So important to talk to your kids about that stuff and certainly wear helmets as well, because you can be the best scooter rider out there, but if a car doesn't see you, you need a helmet. So I'm going to give it a shot. Why don't you tell a little bit about like the ways that we can get to school? This is actually a skateboard that you don't even have to really do any work for.
Okay, so, you know, the basic idea here is that all of these are powered with little electric motors, and you get anywhere from 6 to 7 miles of range, which is great, because that means you can ride it to school, even if it's a couple of miles away, fold it up, put it in your locker, and then when you're ready to go home, it's still charged up and ready to go. And if you have an electric skateboard, then you've mastered the art of not falling off when you're done.
Exactly.
That was awesome.
And it's all with the remote, right?
And it's with the remote control. How easy is that?
And you have one of the scooters similar to what we see with the Lime and the Birds around town, but they go a little slower and they take some pushing off, so they're safer for kids. But I also want you to talk about, too, about how we're talking about safety getting to school, but once you're at school, how kids can keep them safe.
Right. So one of the things you don't have is it's not like a super fancy scooter. There's no key and lock or anything. So you fold it and you put it into your locker, and that works out great. Or I guess you could fold it up and just put it in the back of the classroom or under your desk if you're one of the teachers. You know, or my son and my daughter both go to DU, and I can guarantee they're going to be using these devices, and they're going to be actually carrying them to class with them, because, you know, you don't want to come out of class and realize, oh, it's gone away, someone grabbed it. You know? So
keep it safe with you.
Yeah, they got it all worked out, and again, that charging lasts a really nice long time, so you can take your little mini bike and you can drive all around Denver.
I think I'm a little too big for this one, but it's safe for the kiddos and it's a lot of fun. So,
no, I think this
guys,
is
I'm having a lot of fun out here. I hear in the next hour you guys are going to come down and play on these with us. But hey, just a ton of ways you can get your kiddos safely to school. Not just bikes anymore, guys. Adios.
Looks like fun. There's one of us in this group that has had a lot of practice on those.
You.
The one that has the kids.